Hi everybody, it's Diana with StampingWithDie.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Dies Shorts. And I'm going to do a fun little box for you. And I'm going to be using a couple new stamp sets as well. So if you have never been to my YouTube channel, welcome. If you have been, welcome back. My name is Diana and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So I come to you Monday for my Mimeograph Monday with a Twist. Tuesday is my Teach Me Tuesdays. Friday is my Dies Shorts. And then Saturday I just speed up a past video to put it to some fun toe tapping music and just kind of remind you of something I've done in the past. And maybe if you are new, that's just enough to spur your curiosity. So if there's ever anything you want me to show, let me know and I will try to do that. I love suggestions. So I'm going to stop blabbing so that I can keep this fairly short. So close your eyes for a second. Get adjusted. Alright, hang on a second. There we go. So what we're going to use today are, we're going to use textured floral. And I think I used this the other day, but I just used the greeting. But we're going to be using some of the flowers today. I'm also using Darling Details because I wanted a smaller greeting. And I wanted to, a hello. And this one has the perfect little hello. And this is a fun one too. And I haven't even played with this one yet at all. I'm also going to use a tailor-made tag. So if you like to make tags for boxes, bags, even to put on your cards, this is a great one. And I'm going to use the new 4-square decorative masks. And these are different from our other ones because they're white. And I totally missed them in the catalog. And I think it's because they were white and my eye just kind of went right by them. So if you don't have these, grab these. These are the 4 patterns. And then I'm going to be using this one. So there's some fun. And I like, and these ones, they feel thicker, maybe because these are more solid. I don't know. But yeah, so make sure you grab those. And those, again, are the 4-square decorative masks. All right. So I did the other day, I've done a couple of the Scalloped Gift Card Boxes. And I thought I would show you a different way to use them. And these are the Scalloped Gift Card Boxes. They're in the main catalog on page 126. And when the catalog first started, excuse me, they weren't available. But now they are, and you get 10 for only $7, so they're a great value, and they're stampable. So that's what I wanted to do today, just to show you how easy they are to stamp on. I've done them a couple different ways. This is one of the guts. So for my goodies and guts for July, this is actually one of the projects you'll get the supplies for. And here I just colored it, or covered rather, excuse me, with designer series paper. So that's one way that you can use them. But today I want to show them by stamping on them. But before we stamp on it, I want to add a little bit of something on there, so it's just not plain. And then that's where the mask comes in handy. So I'm just going to lay my mask excuse me I'm going to get a drink of water. I apologize for that. Alright, so I'm going to use Pool Party. Now Pool Party is just that blue that it's hard for it to show, so hopefully you'll be able to see that. And I'm going to use the larger of the blending brushes. We have 2 different kinds of blending brush. We have this one and we have the mini one. So they're super fun, super handy. And this is one I use for Pool Party. Pool Party is one of those colors I use a lot. So I just kind of, have its own, one. But like some of the other ones, I have some smaller ones. When I'm done with them, I usually rinse them and then I just like this one I think was Freesia, so I would use Highland with it, any of those pinks, as long as I wash it in between. I don't really have it as its own certain color. Alright, so I don't want you to feel like you have to have one for every color. But if it's one you use all the time, I would. Then you don't have to be washing it. Alright, so this is the mask. There's a shiny side and a dull side. So this one's a little duller. So that's why I wrote top. That way I know, like, this is the side that I always brush my color through. That way if I'm making a whole bunch of them and I put it, you know, off and off and off, I know, like, okay, this is the side that I did my masking through. Alright, so we're going to put it on here. And I'm not going to cover the whole box. I want it to be kind of sporadic. Alright, so I'm just going to, you know, I just want it to be a little bit. But I want it to be enough so that, because the mask is smaller than the box. So I want enough so that I can put this mask, I can see to put it back in place, and then I'll rub some more. Now some of these end pieces get folded inside, so I'm not worrying too much about these pieces because they're going to get folded inside the box. And I didn't want to cover it all the way. So see how pretty you can see that pool party coming through. And then what you'll do is just take this over to the sink and just rinse it off, and you're good. It's very easy. Oh wait, you know what? Hang on a second. I forgot. I want to do this little box thingy thing too that's inside the box. Again, I'm just kind of rough. I mean, I haven't even reloaded my brush, so that has a little bit of color on it. And I also want to put a little bit on my tag. There we go. Okie dokie pokey. So now we'll stamp. So now this box takes a little bit of time to dry. So I want to get that stamped, the inside, so that I can, you know, do my little tag and things like that, so that I can give it time to dry. Because my my pads are nice and juicy too. So I'm using Berry Burst, and that's going to be this big blossom. And I'm just stamping them on there. I'm not like squish, squish, squish. I'm just kind of letting it lay in there because it's like it's one that's supposed to have not like highs and lows. So I don't care if it's not perfect. I want it to look, you know, just painted on there almost. So I'm just kind of putting it on there. Modeled-y. Is that even a word? I don't even know. I'm making up words today. Alright, so I'll put one here. And over here. Okay. And then I'm all done. Am I all done with that? Not yet. Hold on. So while that's drying, bring this over. So now I want to put my birthday saying on the inside. So birthday blooms for you. Okay. Now I want to do my azure afternoon. And I'm going to use this smaller flower. And I'm going to stamp it up here in the corner. And I'm going to do Old Olive. And then that way I can put this insert away so it's out of the way. And then I just picked this kind of leaf because I found that this one was easier to kind of stick around and put it in places. There's a bigger one, which is right here. And that goes with this, but I found that I would want to use this one more if I used the die, so then the flower could lay over top of it. But I just wanted this to be just stamping, and I found that this leaf was just a lot easier to kind of get in the nooks and crannies than the other. Okay, I just want a little bit of green on here, and then we'll just set that aside, let that dry. If you're in a hurry, you can use your heat gun. I have a little fan beside my desk. I just kind of hold it down there and let the fan blow on it. But if you're doing a bunch of them, by the time you did all of them, they would be dry. Like you can see that this is dry here. It's still a little wet in places, and I'm just trying not to like touch that area. All right, so now I'm going to do some of this azure around. And there's no right way or wrong way. Hang on a minute. Let me clean that. Either like a little something on there. Hold on a second. Hold it up to the light. Okay, that's good. I think we are our worst critics in regards to stamping, because no one would even notice that little mark, but of course I will. All right, so let's see here. So that looks pretty good. And let's do this. So let that, hang on a minute. Let's do that and then it can dry and we'll do a tag. Okay, so now I'm going to go Old Olive with this leaf again, just like I did on the little insert. And we're just going to put some of these leaves around, just that we have some green. But aren't these colors so cute together? So I went and got my hair cut today, and then we stopped at Perfect Pear. If you live in Arizona, it's in Tempe, and I hadn't gone there. Oh my gosh, I think the last time I went there was when Tracy, my BFF, was here. I think that's the last time I went there. All right, so let's see here. Sometimes less is more, but I want a little bit there. That looks good because tag's going to go there. All right, so I think that's all I want to put on there. But anyway, so if you ever want a good lunch, it is super good. All right, so let's move that out of the way. All right, so now what I want to do is, this is so cute, but I still want to add a little something, even though we do have the mask there and we've stamped. I want to put a little bit of a splatter. So I love to shabby things up, and the blends are perfect. So I'm going to get my splatter guard, and it's just a piece of thick cardstock that I use. Nothing fancy, but it's just going to sit here. I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Just kind of sit there. Yeah, you can see. And it just kind of keeps my the stuff up around here, behind here, from getting any ink on there. It gets on my desk, but you know, it is what it is. This is my work desk. But so what I'm going to do is, this is the basic black dark, and I'm going to take the brush end of it, and I'm just going to flick it in the lid. And you can see it's kind of messy when you do it, but I love how it looks. All right, so we're just going to take that off, and we're just simply flicking it in the lid. And when you flick it, it flicks out flicks of black splatter, and it is rough on that brush side. So if you're going to do that, just know that maybe you want to keep one, and black seems to be the one I gravitate to more, because it's really that pop of color. So you might want to keep one that is just for flicking, but I hardly ever color with that side, so I don't mind so much that it is hard on the tip. But look how cute. So now you have these little flecks of black. Now this stamp set does have a little splatter if you don't want to do that, but I wanted mine more organic and not in a cluster like that. So that's why I just, you know, flick, flick, flick. All right. Now be careful how you pronounce that, because I said F-L-I-C-K. All right. So I'm going to set this aside, let it dry just a little bit more before I start touching it, because I can see there's still some areas in the blue that are still just soaking in a little bit. So I'm going to set it off to the side. Let me flip this over. Get a new one. All right, so I want my tag. So we're going to take our tag, and I'm going to use the azure. And I have my hello there. Now hello there, I could put that on there. It would totally fit. But I just wanted to say hello. So I'm going to take some Post-it notes. And I'm going to put my Post-it note on my tag. And what's nice about the photopolymer, you can see through it. Now I'm going to have to stand up though, so I can see right over top. So I'm going to go hello. And then I'm just going to peel this off. And now there is on here, and I just have the word hello. So that is a super way to do masking. It's a different way of mask. We use the decorative mask, or whatever you call these, you know, and then there's that kind of masking. So, you know, it still masks a certain part of the paper. So anyway, so I like that. I loved that little hello. It looked pretty fancy. Like I said, you could still, you know, put the there on there, but I just wanted to say hello, so that's fun to do. All right, so let's see if anything else needs to dry. This still needs, I'm going to put this down by my fan. And you could, like I said, use your heat gun, but it doesn't take super long. That's why these are fun, because they're not glossy. They're like a matte finish, so the things dry fairly quick. All right, so that's going to go on the inside. Let me check my box. And if you aren't sure, lay it down, lay it upside down, and then just give it a rub. And if there's any ink that's not quite soaked in, it will go on your grid sheet. So see, pretty good. There was just a little tiny bit right there, but that looks good. All right. Now I'm just going to be wasteful, but I want it to have a nice clean. I actually don't even need this anymore, do I? Okay. So you should see my floor by my desk. I just put it on the floor and clean it later. Now let's do our box. So we're going to fold all of our things in. So everything gets folded in. And it's a lot easier to get them folded, scored. And you can use your bone folder if you want. I'm just using my finger. You don't want to rub too, like if you rub too much, I'm afraid it would leave a mark on the box, so I'm just using my finger. I mean, I don't know if it would or not, but just be careful. And then I'm really bringing my scallop in, because I have tied one, and I have used Velcro on one, and this one I'm going to tie, but I'm putting my ribbon on a different way this time. All right, so now let's fold our box up. So we bring our edges up. I want you to be able to see. All right, so we bring these little tabs up so they go inside the box, and then you bring your side pieces inside, and they go inside that little notch that's inside the box. So you can see it went right inside there. And then we fold this down, and see, you've got these two little notches here, and they go into these two notches there. So there's a notch on that side, one notch, and then two on here. And see what I mean by you don't have to really stamp here, because it gets folded in. But look how cute that is. So you have this cute little decorated box. And by using the flowers, I liked that, because they didn't have like a right or a wrong. Now if you wanted, you could stamp in there, but I'm just going to leave this in here like that, and this is going to go, you know, here. But this time I'm going to use, this is the Azure, this is we have a 3-pack of this ribbon, and this is the Azure one, and it goes perfect because I used that Azure ink. So I'm just going to wrap this around the box, and I probably cut that too long. but this way it'll be a little bit longer, so when I go to actually use it, I'll be able to untie my box and put the gift card in there or the money or whatever, and then I can tie it back up. All right, so we're just going to tie our, like we tie our shoes. And just kind of, so I didn't want that to be bent. All right, so there we have our little tie. Looks good. Now it is too long, so I'm going to trim it just a little bit, and I'll trim it more, you know, when I'm using it for real. All right, so now we have our cute little hello, and I'm going to take our baker's twine. Now this is the multi-pack of baker's twine. I just put each color on its own little spool, but it's a multi-pack. And we're going to just fold that in half, stick it through our tag, and stick it on here. That. Now, if you want, you can glue dot this on here and just leave this loose so it looks like you tied it on. But if you want it to have a little bit of movement, what I do is I take it and I loop one under here and the other one over here, and you just kind of hide them underneath the bow, like, you know, underneath there, and then you can tie it in a knot like this, or you can tie it in a bow, but I'm just tying it in a knot, and then I make it kind of go down there, kind of close. You want it to have a little bit of movement, but you don't want it to fall off of there, and then just trim. And then you have this little guy, and we're just going to stick it under there like that. So now you have your cute little box with your hello. But isn't that darling? Now here's one I did earlier, and you can see where I trimmed the tails a little bit more, so it's a little more contained. Like I said, I'll trim this a little bit more. I also put hello, you know, on this side. It just depends on where you stamp your hello. And you can simply slide your bow on the other side. If you need it on the other side, just slide it over there, you know, if you want it over there with your tag hand. But so that's what's fun about them. And then you can always slide the bow off and then carefully put it back on if you have it already tied, because I didn't attach it, right? Like, it's not like I glued it. So that's just another way to use these fun little boxes. All right, so let me say see you later, alligator. So aren't they adorable? So hopefully you aren't bored with them already, because they're just a fun little box. I made some the other day, and I stuck them in the house, and I'm like, okay, you know, I told Jeff, I go, here's where these little boxes are. So if, because we're like, I always have, you know, a neighbor kid or something, you know, like a friend, and Jeff will go, oh, you know, it's so-and-so's birthday, you know, and they're just great for a gift card. So you're not just giving, you know, here's your gift card kind of thing. And I feel like almost with these, it's almost like you don't even need a card, because this is like a little gift itself, and then by stamping that little thing on the inside, it's kind of like, you know, a card. And then if you do this little tag, you know, you could write on there like who it's from or whatever. But so hopefully, if you haven't got these little boxes, you'll get a pack, 2 or 10, and have fun with them. I think you could do a lot. I mean, I loved the masking. I also have that new, there's a grid stamp, big background stamp. I think that would be cute on there as well. So if you have played with them, let me know what you've done. Let me know, maybe you've come up with something that's even cuter. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. Have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday for my Mimeograph Monday with a twist. That's 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. Have a great night, everyone, and I will see you Monday. Bye for now.